Much has been said and written about the events of Monday in which an anticipated deal between the UK government and the EU failed to materialise at the 11th hour. It could accurately be described as an unifying shambles. The so-called draft text began to emerge on Monday morning, which was the cause of some alarm for Unionists due to its clear indication that Northern Ireland would remain in the customs union and single market along with the Republic of Ireland, while Great Britain would not. With regard to yesterday's failure, many questions remain as to who knew what and when, but one thing is very clear: whoever thought that the proposals were acceptable to the Unionist population of Northern Ireland and throughout the United Kingdom, clearly had no understanding of Unionists or Unionism. Inside the EU, both Ireland and Northern Ireland are part of the single market and customs union, so share the same regulations and standards, allowing a soft or invisible border between the two. Britain's exit from the EU, taking Northern Ireland with it, risks a return to a hard or policed border. The only way to avoid this post-Brexit is for regulations on both sides to remain more or less the same in key areas including food, animal welfare, medicines, and product safety. Early drafts of the agreement Britain hoped to get signed off on Monday said there would be no divergence from EU rules that support North-South cooperation, later changed to continued alignment in a formulation that appeared to allow for subtle divergences. But it raised new questions about who would oversee it and how disputes might be resolved. It was also clearly still a step too far for the DUP. As Unionists, we want to play a full and constructive role in the life of the nation. Our position as an integral part of the United Kingdom is something we value and cherish. Our commitment to the Union could not be shaken by a 30-year terrorist onslaught, and it was the Ulster Unionist Party that took risks for peace in the Belfast Agreement in 1998. My colleagues, such as Lord MP, were key architects of that agreement, and therefore when they speak about it, they do so with some authority. As Lord MP has made clear, Europe was barely mentioned during the negotiations, and was certainly not central to the agreement. While the Ulster Unionist Party advocated remaining within the EU, once the UK as a whole voted to leave, we were very clear as to what had to happen next. We are Democrats. There can be no separate arrangements for Northern Ireland, which is exactly what would have been introduced via a commitment to no regulatory divergence across the island of Ireland after Brexit, or continued regulatory alignment between Northern Ireland and the Republic. This would effectively introduce a border up the Irish Sea and would be nothing less than an attack on UK sovereignty, and would run contrary to what many people voted for in the Brexit referendum.